Be confident, be yourself. Two topics that we'll get into in this video. Definitely important topics to discuss in life and in Minecraft and YouTube in general. But just want to say happy Memorial Day to everybody. I hope, if you have the day off, you're enjoying it. And, if you have anybody related to that subject, I hope, they're having a great day as well. But this is our challenge where we're playing Minecraft every single day for an entire year and grabbing a melon for every subscriber gained throughout the series. So make sure to hit that subscribe button and also hype the video. Hyping the video definitely helps our channel. And also, we are writing down one lucky subscriber on our infamous wall of subscribers every day. So for today, welcome to the wall of subscribers, Taco Cat. I love the name. I love tacos. I love cats. I might be getting a cat soon. In real life, we have Apricot down here. And if I do get a cat in real life, I think if I get a little orange guy, I might just name him Apricot. So, that was a plan that I had, maybe over a year ago at this point. Get a tiny orange cat, name him Apricot. Because, like, apricots are, like, tiny and orange. I don't know if you know what an apricot looks like. If you don't, it fits the theme. But like I said, this is day 141 of our challenge so far, and it is a year-long challenge, so we are nowhere near completion. But I want to talk about today, like being confident, being yourself. I feel like that's a huge topic in just like starting your own thing, starting your own business, and when it comes to a lot of things in life, I mean, being yourself is it's step number one. And look at our world. I mean, let's just take a moment. Let's just take a moment. Like, I mean, that's pretty nice looking. But like I was saying, being yourself, it is, I have to say, one of the biggest things that comes with being confident. And I mean, if I wasn't myself throughout this series, I wouldn't be able to continue it every day. So like, not only does being yourself lead to confidence, it leads to, I think, more satisfaction, more fulfillment in life, but also like it leads to being able to stick to like challenges that you set aside for yourself. Like I would have never been able to create all this, build all this and everything and stick to it if I wasn't being myself throughout this challenge because like if I got to put a face on every day, if I got to be somebody different and I got to put on an act every day, I mean, I don't know if I'd be able to hold myself to that for an entire year. I mean, think about it. Like, actors in movies, like, they do a great job. They're great at their job. They act a lot and, you know, they make some great movies. But, like, when the production's off, when they're off the scene and everything, like they're different people, they have outside lives and everything and like they're able to act in a movie and make a nice movie. A lot of these actors, they're very good at their jobs. But once the cameras are off, like, they're they don't have the patience to continue being their character for the movie. I mean, they shouldn't, that's not the point of what they do. And that's not the point of life. It's like stay true to yourself and I think like you'll realize like a lot more good will come by just being who you are rather than trying to be someone you're not. I think that's like a huge lesson that I kind of learned in life. Um if you try to be somebody you're not, if you try to act a certain way just to please other people, like, whoa, that's a crazy helmet. Um, you're not gonna get the satisfaction out of it. Like whatever it may be in life. It might be YouTube. It might be starting a business. It might be even just relationships with close friends and family. Um, if you're being somebody different, you're constantly gonna have anxiety. You're constantly gonna have, second guesses of, the words you say, the things you do, how you act. And that's not a way to live, if I'm being honest. Like, who wants to live on edge like that, where it's like, I think something that I might have said might not have been the perfect statement, and maybe it, made this person think differently of me when that's not really what I believe in. So I think like stuff like that is part of like being yourself. Like anxiety, I think a root cause of anxiety for a lot of people and stress for a lot of people is due to them not being true to themselves. It's due to them like having differing opinions in their mind than maybe their actions display. And that might be like a little deep of a statement, but I firmly believe that if you believe in something in your subconscious mind, like deep down there, like like you believe in something that you believe in, and your actions say otherwise, like I think that causes stress and anxiety. Like for example, like if I were to say that I dislike this build. Actually, let's go the opposite way. I mean, I do like this build. I love this build. I love like this little area right here. Like I think this looks really good. But let's say I didn't like this build. And I were to say every single day, walk in here, that I love this build and I don't want to change a thing about it. But I know deep down in my mind that I don't love this build, even though we're just doing a hypothetical here. Every day that I walked past this build, I'd be like, all right, is today going to be the day that I'm going to change it? Is today going to be the day that I'm finally going to like get rid of these fences because I don't like them, even though like I do. But like every single day, that'd be on my mind. It'd be taking up space in my mind, and therefore I believe, causing anxiety. I think a root cause of anxiety is, like think of the brain. I like to think of the brain like a computer storage. Like we got like a hard drive in there, and there's only a certain amount of space in that brain. I mean, there's probably a lot more than you would have in a computer storage, but there's only a certain amount of space in your brain, right? You only have a certain amount of capacity. Like that's kind of how we're built. But if you have things that don't align in your brain, and the wires are getting all messed up, and the memory's getting all messed up, well, that's going to cause like confliction, and therefore stress you out. And I think that's our body's response to confliction and, misaligned thoughts, and filling our brains with too much stuff that we may not, care about or agree with. I think our body's response to all that is stress. Is that wheat? Or are those carrots? I think that's wheat, and it just didn't grow. I'm surprised the one wheat just didn't grow. I don't know if I broke that one day or something on accident. I'm not really quite sure why that didn't grow. But I think like that's a huge thing in today's world, especially like social media. For me, like starting a YouTube channel, for a lot of people, it's like choosing a career path. And I think that's like same thing for me as well. Like, I chose a career path in marketing. Meanwhile, my brain knows that's not the path for me and wants something different / better for me. Therefore, it causes me stress. It causes me anxiety. It takes up space in my mind. It makes me think a lot. And yeah, I think that's a big part of that, is that I have conflicting thoughts in my mind. It's like, okay, I have one thing that may pay me pretty well and allows me the freedom to do this still, but at the same time, I enjoy something like this a lot more than I enjoy something like that, even though this doesn't pay me well. But it brings me fulfillment, it brings me joy, and it kind of releases that stress that I'm looking to get rid of. And I'm thinking we have to get to our next build. So, talk aside right now, are we working on the windmill, or are we working on the crane that we got going on over here? We do have a crane over here that we plan on building, I think, and also a lighthouse. I did plan on building a lighthouse. We have a few builds to decide on. I think we want, like, I think if I'm going to do a crane, right, it's going to be loading cargo onto the boat, or at least like, you know, hovering the boat. I don't think I have the room to put like cargo on the boat, but like hovering maybe over the boat, like right here. Like we have a crane hovering right here, ready to put some cargo on the boat. Or I don't want to put it here because then we'll kind of block the entrance. And like I've said, I'm trying to get better at not blocking out my builds and the view that I have of them, because I've done that a few too many times so far. But I think if we did something right here for our crane, we would have to extend the dock out a little more. Maybe to like right here. Like we kind of got to bring it out here or so, and then over to there, and then the lighthouse would go there. I think that's kind of what I planned, was the lighthouse to go right there, and the dock would come out somewhere over here, and we'd have a little another platform. Maybe like leave that as water, and then have a platform coming down from here. Figure out a way to get some stairs down from there, and I think that could be a pretty good plan. I think also maybe I'll do like this dock, since it's a crane. Like, I mean, a crane is not fitting on a wooden dock. I mean, physics-wise, a crane would sink a wooden dock. So, we might have to build this dock out of like stone. I did have an idea of how I wanted to do that. I think like with some stone walls or something. Like, I think we could make a pretty cool looking dock using stone rather than wood. I have an idea. There's a picture in my mind right now, and I think we can make it look pretty good. The issue is we need to find stone. I think I should also figure out a way to block this part off, maybe. Like maybe we just cut it off here instead of going all the way around here, and then we have a little pathway here, obviously. Maybe we block this off under here. Not quite sure about that yet. But like I said, I have a plan on this other dock build that I want to do. So let's go grab some stone. I think we're going to use stone bricks. I think we're going to use cobblestone. Cobblestone, I should probably clear out a good amount of the wood that I have in my inventory. I just got a bunch of random wood blocks. I do want to continue using spruce trapdoors and barrels. And probably spruce fences, but not jungle fences. Spruce gates, we'll decide if we want to add that. Not right now. Ladders we don't need. Jungle wood we probably will need. Get rid of some of these. These are decoration blocks. And I should also keep the decoration blocks all together. Right in here. And we're going to use stone walls. We're going to use... Organize this up a little. Keep the scaffolding. We're going to use the majority of what we have in here right now. And then a lot of stone bricks, which we have a good amount. So that's good. I'm going to use some stone bricks. Regular stone, we might put some regular stone in there just to texture it a little. I haven't been texturing many of my builds, but I do usually like to texture them. I think I want to use smooth stone as well. That is a little bit of a pain to get as a building block. I'm not going to lie. And I think I definitely want to use some diorite. And I don't know about tough bricks. Tough bricks, that's tough. That's a tough decision. Yeah, it's really tough. Okay, I'll stop. I want to use diorite for sure. I think the light stone looks very nice in these walls, and I'm trying to picture how exactly I want to do this. So let's try and map this out. Maybe we use dirt. Let's use dirt to map it out so we don't waste anybody's time over here. So let's get some dirt. Probably going to need like over a stack for sure. And let's try and map this out. So if we want a crane that's reaching over to the boat, first of all, I've never built a crane before. So I don't want any... Could have sworn I just heard a zombie or something. I don't want any judgment. This is a judgment-free zone. No, I'm kidding. You can critique anything in this world. I don't take anything to heart. It's all constructive criticism, you know. And I am not perfect by any means, so we may or may not mess up on this. But I think we're going to bring it out to like here. And I think, like I said, I want to leave a little space right there. So maybe we do something like this. Bring this out over to here. It's so cool. Look at the... Okay. That's annoying. When you zoom in, you don't have the reflection. The reflection disappears. But, like, look at the reflection on these shaders. Like, that looks so nice, I think. Very nice shaders. They're complementary reimagined, I believe. Complementary unbound. I think it's reimagined. We can check for you. Why not? If you want to know my shaders... Complementary reimagined. I also used Photon in the beginning of these challenges. But yeah, I mean, that's okay. We used Photon for a little. We switched, and yeah, what are you gonna do? It didn't update with the Tiny Takeover update. And I'm thinking maybe I don't want this squared off. Like, I want this to, like, kind of bend around over to here. So I'm thinking we got to do something like this. And maybe angle this a little. This is going to be tough to do on an angle with the wall design that I'm looking for. But I think we got the skills to do it. We're going to do our best here. But this is going to be an extension. And like I said, we'll have a stone retaining wall kind of thing going on here. But I just wanted to map it out. And I think this should be enough space. Obviously, I got to chop down a few trees over here. So let's do that. But I think this should definitely be enough space for a crane build. I've never built a crane. Like I said, I don't think it'll be crazy difficult. I think we could figure it out. You know, we figured out the boat, and I think that was probably a lot more difficult than building a crane. But we'll probably need some kind of reference image, at least to look at, and then we'll just go from there. I hear a zombie. How you doing? And also, like, I need to clear out this area, light it up, so these guys aren't coming over every 2 seconds. Oh, I didn't think he'd get up here. And I also want to build a lighthouse over here. So, we had to clear out this area anyways, eventually. And I'm liking this little, like, dock extension to our world. It's definitely adding a lot to our builds. You know, we got our original village designs over there. We're getting some harbor designs over here. It's coming out pretty cool. But I think this will probably be our next build. Will be the crane. Then maybe the lighthouse. Then we got to do the windmill. We also have to get to, I don't know if we could see it from here, but the aquarium in our axolotl pond over there, which honestly was a pretty cool design of a build. And I wish I had more space to work with in there. I think I might. There might be some way where I can extend that cave kind of to continue going. It just kind of, it's rough because it's under everything, so like it's not really visible during the day, but like a build like that wouldn't look very nice if it was visible out in the open over here. So it's okay. We need another diamond hoe. We're also almost out of time here, but we can get over here. I mean, this world it's becoming pretty large. I mean, I have to say, it's gotten pretty big pretty quickly, and we still have a lot of time in this world. I mean, we're not going anywhere anytime soon. And if you're along for the journey, let me know. And if you made it this far in the video, leave a comment. Leave a comment, Cocoa Beans. I like to see who makes it this far in my videos, since we're coming to the end. And also, make sure to subscribe, hype the video, leave a like. That all helps the channel more than you could imagine. And, it'll help me continue to do this even after this 365 days is up. I can release, some cool newer content for you guys. Maybe continue this challenge for 1,000 days. Who knows? But that is the end of our video. So like I said, comment cocoa beans if you made it this far. Leave a like, subscribe, hype the video, and I will see you tomorrow for day 142.